Recorded.
Okay. So in the previous session, we have discussed about applications, and we have discussed what exactly an application and what it indicates, and how to create our own custom applications in Lightning Experience we have discussed in the previous session. Right. And we have discussed how to create our own custom Lightning applications we have discussed in the previous session. And we have discussed how can we customize the standard Lightning applications based on the business requirement we have discussed. And we have discussed how can we upgrade the custom classic applications to Lightning Experience we have discussed in the previous session. Now, so in today's session, we are going to discuss about objects. So we have to understand what exactly an object, what it represents, and what is the use of objects in Salesforce, and what type of objects that we have in Salesforce, and what is the difference between those types, and how can we see the objects available in my entire organization, what are the various ways that we have in Salesforce to list out the objects, and how can we create our own custom objects. So upon creating a custom objects, what will happen behind the screen, we'll see what kind of features that Salesforce provides upon creating a new custom object in Salesforce, we'll see one by one. And while creating these custom objects, what are the various scenarios will come into the picture? And upon creating these custom objects, what kind of governor limits imposed by Salesforce, we'll see one by one. Okay, now. So now tell me, what do you mean by an object? Already you know this. Right. Object means what? Table.
Table.
Now, object represents a table. Now tell me, what is the need of this table?
To store
Why?
records.
Why should
Storing
we need
records.
these tables?
Storing
Records.
records.
Okay, we can create rows and columns. And what is the use of creating rows and columns? Okay,
Storing data of the
okay,
customer.
to store the data related to your business. Okay, so when coming to the object, object represents a table which can be used to store the data related to your business. For example, assume that I'm running a small supermarket. As part of my supermarket, so many employees are working. In order to store all the employees' data, I need a table. I want a table. So why should we need to store the data in the form of table? Why can't we store in the form of a normal file? It may be a Word document, Notepad, Excel sheets. Why can't we store the data in the form of file systems? Why should we go for objects?
More information.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
It is easier to
Hmm.
access the data in the form of table.
Now, let's see, for example, I'm storing all my customers' data in the form of a normal notepad file or an Excel sheet or Word document, anything. So now I have entered the whole data inside that Excel sheet, or I have stored the whole data in a notepad document or a Word document, anything, and then where we can save that file inside my local system. So whatever the file in which we have stored the data, if I'm storing that file inside my local system, suppose for example, if somebody is using my file, somebody is using my system, when the double click on the file will get open. So they can see my customers' data. They can see my employees' data. They can see my sales data. They can see my revenue data, everything. And so there is a chance they can able to modify the content also. They can delete some records also. Suppose if somebody has deleted the file, whole data will be lost. If the data has been lost, then I will be losing my business. Because for every business, for every organization, data is asset. Data is asset for every organization and for every business. Losing the data means losing the customer, losing the revenue, losing that okay profit also, losing the credibility also in the market here. So that data is asset for the business. So in that case, I don't want to store the data inside the file systems, because if I'm storing the data inside a file, then file systems won't provide permanent storage. If somebody deleted the file, whole data will lost. Suppose for example, today night my system has been attacked with some virus. Then I will format the whole system, the whole data will be lost because it won't provide permanent storage. That is the first problem. Second problem is file systems won't provide much security for your data. That means I have stored the data in the form of a file. If anybody can use my system, if maybe anybody also, salesperson also, service person also, my colleagues also, family members also, anybody, the people who are using my system, when the double click on that file, automatically the file will get open. So other people can do some malfunctionings inside my customer's data also. So they can modify the data, they can delete the data also, because it won't provide much security. But now, whatever the data that I'm going to store, the data should be stored permanently. It should provide more security for my data. That means only myself and my employees can access the data. Other people can't touch my data without my permissions. I want to restrict the data to be visible to the other people. I don't want to make it visible to other people. Unauthorized people can't access my data. I want to make it protected. For that reason, what we need to do? For that one, I want to store the data inside a safe place. What is that safe place? That is nothing but a database. That is nothing but database. So what do you mean by database? Database is nothing but a location, or it's a repository. It's a place where we can store our data permanently with security here. Okay, database is nothing but a repository or a location or a place where we can store the whole data with the security and with the permanent storage as well. Now, it provides more security for your data. Nobody can touch your data. Nobody can enter into your organization. They can't access your data here. Then how can we store the data inside this database? Always, database is going to be arranging the data in the form of tabular structure. It will store the data in the form of tabular structure. Why it is storing the data in the form of tabular structure? Because tabular structure data will be very easy to manage. if you want to create some new records, if you want to modify the existing records, if you want to fetch some data, if you want to do some operations on the records in the form of tabular structure, that will be very, very easy. Managing the data in the form of tabular structures is very, very easy. That's what here each and every database which we have in the real world. In IT industry, whatever the databases that we have, it may be MS Access, Oracle, SQL Server, DBase, DB2, Sybase, Teradata, Ingress SQL, PostgreSQL, MySQL, MongoDB, anything. So, whatever the databases that we have in IT industry, all the databases are purely supporting tabular structure because managing the data in the form of file formats are very, very difficult. But managing the data in the form of tabular structure is very, very easy. So we need a faster mechanism through which we can able to manage the data. Managing the data means it may be creating some records also, modifying the records also, fetching the data also, deleting the records also, anything, whatever the operations we are performing on the records, managing the data in the form of tabular structure is very, very easy. So for that reason, each database will be supporting to store the data in the form of tabular structure. Now, in this case, in Salesforce, where all my data will get resides, all the data will store inside a database. What is the database for Salesforce? Salesforce is using their own customized database that is called as database.com. Database.com is a customized database of Salesforce where all the Salesforce objects and the records will get resides inside this. So generally, when you go to other programming languages to build the application, they're relying on some third-party databases. Like for example, if you are using SAP application, SAP internally using Oracle database here. SAP internally using Oracle database. Only the user interface and the business logic they have built by using that, okay, Java programming, the background database will be purely Oracle in SAP. SAP is purely built upon with the combination of Java and Oracle database. But in Salesforce, Salesforce people are not relying on any third-party databases. They are not using Oracle. They are not using SQL Server. They have their own database that is called as a database.com. So database.com is the customized database of Salesforce where all the Salesforce objects and the records will get resides. Now, so in this case, in order to store the data related to your sales, service, marketing, or banking, or finance, or insurance, or anything, whatever, always we can store the data in the form of tabular structures. Now, these tables are called as objects in Salesforce. That already we know. Okay, that already we know from the beginning of our Salesforce implementation. We are keep on discussing object means what? Table. So object in the sense a table, so which will be storing the data in the form of rows and columns over here. Okay, now, so in this case, objects are used to store your business related data. In order to store your employees' data, your customers' data, your sales data, your products data, anything, whatever, to store the data related to your business or your organization, we are using the help of objects. Okay, now in Salesforce, we have two types of objects. Salesforce provides two types of objects. You know, same story again. Standard, custom, right? During application also we have discussed the same. So we have two types of objects available in Salesforce. First one, standard objects. Second one, custom objects. Now tell me, what do you mean by standard objects?
It's
Right.
ready-made default
Salesforce is
given.
providing some set of ready-made objects as part of Salesforce CRM. Because Salesforce is not only offering a platform, they're providing a ready-made application called as Salesforce CRM, which is used to store the sales data, service data, marketing related data. So in order to store this CRM related data, already Salesforce people has created some set of objects. Those are called as standard objects. Okay, so standard object means ready-made objects which has been given by Salesforce by default, which is used to store your CRM related data. CRM related data means sales data, service data, marketing data will be comes under CRM. Now, can you give me some standard object names? Hmm.
Account,
Accounts,
contact,
only accounts.
leads,
Contact, okay.
Marketing, lead,
Campaign.
opportunities,
Opportunities.
Now,
contacts,
we have so many objects here. We have discussed in our starting classes itself. During the CRM lifecycle itself, I showed you so many objects like campaign object, lead object, account, contact, opportunity, case, solution, order, contract, code, product, price book, user, task, event. Like that, we have so many objects which has been given by Salesforce. Now, all these objects are called as standard objects. Okay, now. So now tell me in this case, can we customize this as standard objects? Yes. That means what we can do? Editing
you
these
can create
objects here.
you can edit it.
Now, generally here, for example, generally object for what it contains some set of columns here. That means object means table. Table contains columns first. For example, Salesforce has given an object called as account. We have an account object here from Salesforce. Now it provides so many columns over there, like as ID column, name column, rating, industry, annual revenue, phone, fax, like that, so many columns here. Now tell me, can we add some more columns here? I want to store the PAN number of the customer. I want to store the passport number of the customer. Can we add some more columns to this object here?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So whatever the standard objects given by Salesforce, we can customize them. That means we can add some more additional fields also, some more additional columns also to the table, depends upon our business requirement. So the standard objects can be customizable. Now tell me, can we remove this account object from my Salesforce or no? Why? Because this account object is using by sales application. Account object is using by service application, marketing application, my custom applications also like as farmers insurance application, story pulse application. In so many places I'm using this object here. So if I'm removing this object, then all these applications will be getting affected automatically. So that Salesforce won't allow you to remove standard objects from the organization. Standard objects can be customizable, but these are not removable over here. Okay, understood the concept here? Now, next one. Now tell me here, for example, assume that. For example, assume that I want to build my own custom application. For example, I want to build a custom application, okay, which is for my business, that is to automate insurance processing services. Now, I want to build an application for one of my client, okay, that is Farmers Insurance, which is used to store the insurance related data. In order to store the insurance related data, I want to build this application here. Now, as part of this application, I want a branch object. Do we have branch object in Salesforce ready-madely? No. I want employee object to store employees information. Do you have this object ready-madely? No. I want agent object to store the insurance agent's information. Do we have this agent object? No. Do you have policy object? No. Do you have customer object? No. Premium object? No. Claim object? No. That means, according to my business requirement, whatever the objects that we need, if these objects are not available ready-madely, then can I create my own custom objects? Yes.
Yes.
Upon building our own custom application, according to the business requirement, whatever the objects that we need, we can create. Because by default Salesforce is providing so many objects, but those are not suitable for my business, those are not suitable for my application, so I want some more additional objects also. In this case, whatever the standard objects that we have, if these are not suitable for your requirement, if you want some more additional objects based on the application requirement, we can create them. Then who can create these custom objects? Okay, we are the people. That means we are the developers, we are the administrators. So only these two people are having the rights. Only the Salesforce developer or the Salesforce administrator can create our own custom objects also, depends upon the business needs. But the normal customers, partners, employees, end users, these people can't create these objects. These people just they can use that. So whatever the custom objects they need, we need to create because we are the Salesforce developers. We are the administrators. So as an administrator or as a Salesforce developer, we can create the custom objects based on the application requirement. That facility is available. Like for example, I want to create the custom object like this. I want to create a custom object with the name, for example, employee. I want to create a custom object with the name customer, loan, policy, claim, premium. Like that, I would like to create my own custom object over here. Then how can we identify is it standard, is it custom? Because already we have some hundreds of standard objects are available. Now, along with that, I'm creating my own custom objects also based on the business needs. In this case, how do we know which object is a standard one, which object is custom? So that Salesforce is following a notation. In order to differentiate these custom objects, each custom object name will be postfixing with underscore underscore C. Underscore underscore C. C represents custom. It's a custom object. Now, customer underscore underscore C. Loan underscore underscore C. Policy underscore underscore C. Claim underscore underscore C. Premium underscore underscore C. That means each custom object name will be postfixing with underscore underscore C automatically by default. Upon creating the custom object, just we can give the name premium. That's it. We are giving the name claim. This underscore underscore C will be automatically adding by Salesforce here. So each custom object name will be postfixing with underscore underscore C. This underscore underscore C is indicating this is custom. This is a straightforward indication. Suppose if you see the normal standard objects over here, normal standard object names will be look like this. Like we have campaign, lead, account, contact, opportunity, case, like this. Observe this one. If it is a standard object names, these are looking like as a normal words. But the custom object names are always postfixing with underscore underscore C. This is the difference. Just by looking into the name itself, we can understand is it standard, is it custom. Okay? Now, so in this case, here you can raise a question. Sir, today I am creating a custom object with the name employee to store my employees' data. In this employee table, I'm creating some 10 columns today here. I'm adding some 10 columns in my employee table today. In future, after 2 months, my client asked me to add 2 more columns also in this table. Can we add some more columns to the table in future? Yes. So now, whatever the custom object that we have, this can be customizable. Okay, this can be customizable. Today we are adding some 10 columns inside the table. In future, if you want to add 5 more columns also, 10 more columns also, we can able to add additionally, depends upon the application requirement. Now, suppose for example, assume that 6 months back, I have created this employee table inside my database. That means inside my application. But this object is not used anywhere inside my application development. We haven't used this object here. So it's an unused object. I don't want this object here. Can I delete this object from my Salesforce? Yes.
Yes.
Because custom objects can be customizable and removable because we have created the objects here. We are the owner of the object. As a owner, we have the full rights on that. We can see, we can create, we can customize, we can delete also from that organization. So custom objects can be customizable and removable also from your organization. That facility is available. Okay, understood the concept here? Now, in this case, as part of this Salesforce org, here we have some limitation. Whenever we are creating this custom object, Salesforce has given some governor limit here. If it is a free developer edition, I will give the note points also here, everything. Let me complete this part. Now, in free developer edition, we can create maximum of 400 custom objects. We can create maximum of 400 custom objects in free developer edition. If it is an unlimited edition here, we can create maximum of 2000 custom objects. That means standard objects will not be countable. Only custom objects will be counting by Salesforce. As part of your free developer edition, we can create maximum of 400 custom objects. In unlimited edition, we can create 2000 custom objects. This is the governor limit imposed by Salesforce. Okay. Now, in this case, whatever the objects that we have in Salesforce, that means the combination of both standard and custom. The combination of both standard and custom objects will be called as S objects in Salesforce. S objects. Combination of both standard and custom objects will be called as S objects. S objects means Salesforce objects. S stands for Salesforce. Yes, objects means Salesforce objects. Salesforce objects means combination of both a standard and custom objects in Salesforce. Clear? Understood the concept here? What exactly an object? What type of objects are available? What are the governor limits? Now, make a note of this one. Objects.
Excuse me, sir. What if we want to create more than 2000 custom objects? If
Salesforce
there is
won't
a
allow.
scenario.
Salesforce won't allow.
Excuse me, sir. We can create and manipulate the standard objects, right? Standard applications as well. Then why do we need to create the custom objects when we can do all the DML actions on the standard objects and applications?
Now, related to your business, see, if you're creating your own custom application, then we need these objects here. These are application specific objects I want, but these objects are not there inside my Salesforce org. In that case, we have to create our own custom objects.
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay.
you.
Now, make a note of this one. Object. Object represents a database table which can be used to store the data related to the business or organization. Now, Salesforce always represents the application specific data in the form of objects. In the form of objects. As managing the data in the form of objects is very easy. Now, Salesforce provides two types of objects. First one, standard objects. Second one, custom objects. Standard objects means these are the ready-made objects provided by Salesforce by default as part of Salesforce CRM. For example, campaign, lead, account, contact, opportunity, case, etc. Standard objects can be customizable based on the need, but we can't remove them from the organization. Now, second one, custom objects. The Salesforce developer or administrator can create their own custom objects based on the application requirement. Based on the application requirement. For example, employee, customer, loan, claim, policy, etc. I'm indicating this. Employee underscore underscore C, customer underscore underscore C, loan underscore underscore C, and the claim underscore underscore C, policy underscore underscore C. Note. Each custom object name will get postfixed with underscore underscore C, which represents a custom objects. Now, custom objects can be customizable and removable from the organization if they are no longer needed. If they are no longer needed. Now, combination of both standard and custom objects will be called as S objects. That means Salesforce objects. Now, all the Salesforce objects and records will get resides inside database called as database.com, which is a customized database of Salesforce. Salesforce. Done with standard objects? Okay. Done up to this part? Now, governor limits. In free developer edition, we can create maximum of 400 custom objects. In unlimited edition, we can create maximum of 2000 custom objects. These are the governor limits has been imposed by Salesforce.
Sir, actually, I have one doubt. So if we are if I have two license of Salesforce users. So if I one user is created one custom object, and if I'm sharing that custom object to other user, right? It will count as both one object
See,
for both
both the users,
users.
both
Okay.
the users are belongs to the same organization, so both will be counted because
Oh.
these are per organization, not per user. So whatever the objects that we have, the governor limits that we have, these are for the entire organization, not for each application. We can create n number of applications also, no problem here. We can create n number of applications also, no issue, but the number of objects will be maximum 400 within the entire organization, including all the applications. Okay? No.
Okay, it's not limited to specific user then. Yeah.
Yes, right.
Thank you.
Now, so now in this case, generally, whenever we are building any real-time implementation, whenever we are building any real-time project for a specific client, we are using 200 to 250 tables max for the project. For each real-time project, we are using 200 to 250 tables max. Suppose on an average, if I'm taking some 200 tables also per a real-time project, in our free developer edition itself, we are able to create a 400 custom objects over here. That means by using this free developer edition itself, we can implement two real-time projects over here. We can implement two real-time projects in free developer edition itself. We have with those many number of objects facility by default. Okay, so in free developer edition, we can create 400 custom objects, and then in unlimited edition, we can create 2000 custom objects. Standard objects will not be countable, only custom objects will be counting over here. Okay, next. Done with these points? Now, let's see. So now let's see how can we see the objects available inside my Salesforce arc. I want to see the objects. Suppose for example, assume that today I got a new job in TCS. We got a new job in TCS as a Salesforce developer. So I'm done with the joining formalities here. Once the joining formalities has been done, then HR people are going to be introducing you to the project manager. So that means they're introducing you to the project manager. So he is your project manager from today onwards. Every day you have to report to this person here. Your timesheets also, your leave applications also, everything will be taken care by your manager. Once the HR people are introducing you to the project manager, then project manager will introduce you to the team. That means under the project manager, there is a team of people are working for the project. So he will introduce you to the team. So now he will be introducing you to the team here to indicate, boss, okay, this he is also one of the new person who is joining our team. So he is one of the Salesforce developer. He is having some 3 years of experience. From today onwards, he is also working in our project. Now, so now from tomorrow onwards, they will start allocating the work. So before knowing the existing functionality, how can we implement? It's very difficult. I don't know what is the project. I don't know what is the client, what is the domain, what features are available, what they have implemented, what I need to do. I don't know all these things. I'm new to this project. Then how can we understand how to work on this project implementation? For that one, first of all, we have to understand the existing project functionality. Okay, so the team members will be giving some knowledge transfer to you that is called as KT. So as soon as whenever you have been allocated to a project, they will provide that project a KT, knowledge transfer. That means what exactly the project, who is the client, what is the domain, what is the actual client's business, what features we are implementing, what is our role in this project here, what is your role especially, what features we have implemented till now. They will be giving the complete 1 week or 2 weeks of time. They will take it here. They will explain daily 1 hour. They will take the session. They will be explaining the whole project to you here. After the 15 sessions, okay, then they will be allocating you to the task. From there, we need to work on that. So in this case here, whenever we are going to be working on a new project, first of all, we have to understand the existing project functionality. What exactly the project, what features they have implemented, what okay, objects they have created in the past, what standard objects are available, what custom objects they have created, how the objects are associated with each other, we should be aware of first. So in that case, how do we know what objects are available? Standard objects, I know because I'm also having the Salesforce account. They're also having Salesforce account. Same objects are available here in both the accounts. Then what custom objects they have implemented, I want to know. So for that reason, in order to see the objects available inside the org, in Salesforce, we have multiple ways are available. Salesforce provide the multiple ways. Now, so in this case, as part of Salesforce, we are having 3 different ways are available to see the objects available in the org. Inside my Salesforce organization, what objects are available, we can see by using 3 different ways. First one, by using object manager. First one, object manager. Second one, schema builder. Third one, developer console. Okay, 3 options are available. Object manager, schema builder, developer console. 3 options are available. What is that each option? How to go to that option? What is the navigation? How to see the objects? Now let me explain one by one. Okay, now let's see. Make a note of this one. Salesforce provides the below 3 ways to list out the objects available in the organization. First one, by using object manager. Then how can we go to this object manager? Now let's see. Click on setup menu. Search for the option object manager in quick find box. Go to the object manager. And view the objects. This is one way to go to the object manager. I will give you one shortcut mechanism also for this object manager. Click on setup menu and click on object manager tab. Go to the object manager section and view the objects. This is one way. So in order to see the objects available inside my Salesforce Arc, this is the first way by using Object Manager. Then how can we go to this Object Manager? Now let me show you with the practical first. Then we'll move forward to the second option. Done with this? Now, let me show you what objects are available inside my Salesforce Arc. Let me go to my Salesforce Arc. Now, click on Setup menu. Click on Setup. Go to the left panel. Go to the Quick Find box. Search for the option Object Manager. Search for the option Object Manager. Now here we can see all the objects available inside my Salesforce Arc, including standard and the custom. We can see all the objects. This is a table. In this table, we can see what objects are available. Is it a standard or custom? Everything will be represented by Salesforce. This is the object label. This is actual name inside the database table here. This is actual table name. And then it is indicating the type of the object. Is it standard? Is it custom? So we can see all the objects over here. Just you can scroll down the scroll bar and then we can see the objects also. These are all our standard objects in Salesforce. Let's see. Whenever I'm scrolling down the scroll bar, it is populating the remaining objects also. As of now, it is showing how many here? 103 plus. That means 103 plus objects are available. Whenever I'm scrolling down the scroll bar, now it will be loading the remaining objects also here. Now tell me, this kind of feature is called as what?
Lazy load option.
Lazy loading, right? Okay, that already told you. When you go to that classic part, we have pagination, but in Lightning Experience we don't have pagination. We have lazy loading feature. This is a lazy loading feature here. In every e-commerce application like as Amazon, Flipkart, everywhere this feature is common over here. Now, so we can see these objects over here. All are standard objects. Now, so these are all our standard objects. Totally, how many standard objects that we have here? 184. Okay, 184 standard objects are available inside my Salesforce Arc. So we can see each and every object name also over here. These are the object names. Okay, this is one way. In order to see the objects available inside the Salesforce Arc, we are using the help of this Object Manager to list out all the objects available inside my organization. Okay, now next one, I will give you one more shortcut mechanism over here. In order to go to that Object Manager, just you can click on Setup menu. You no need to search for the option in the Quick Find box. By default, on the tab bar, we are having this Object Manager tab here. Okay, just you can click on Object Manager tab. We can see all the objects available inside my Salesforce Arc over here. Okay, this is the way. Whatever the way you feel comfortable, you can use it. Okay. Now, better to go with shortcut options always. Okay. This one way in order to see the objects. Next, second way, by using schema builder. Schema builder tool. Click on setup menu. Click on object manager tab. Go to the object manager section. Click on schema builder button. Go to the schema builder tool and go to the left panel. Click on objects tab. Select the required objects checkboxes. View the object structure on the canvas. This is the navigation. In order to see the objects, this is the second way, that is by using schema builder. Done with the navigation? Now, let's see. How can we see the object here? So basically, schema builder is a graphical representational tool. Schema builder is a graphical representational tool. Why I'm using this word graphical representational tool is schema builder will show the object structure in pictorial format. As of now, what we did, we are able to see simply the object names one by one, one by one, one by one. We can see the table names, that's it. But we don't know what columns are available inside the table, whether tables are related or independent. If these are related, what kind of relation that we have, which one is parent object, which one is child object, we don't know all these things. It won't represent. Object manager won't represent anything, simply it will show the table names, that's it. But in some cases, in order to understand the project functionality in detail, then schema builder will help you a lot. Schema builder is a very, very useful tool in the real-time implementation. So which will allows you to see the object structure in pictorial format also. Then let's see how can we go to that. Go to this setup menu, click on object manager. Or else directly we can search for the option schema builder in this quick find box also. Any one of the way we can use. Click on object manager. Here we have a button schema builder. We have a button schema builder. Click on this button control. Now the schema builder tool will be visible to you over here. So this is the schema builder tool will be visible. It's loading the schema. Now let's see. This is the schema builder tool. So as part of this schema builder tool, we have two panels are available here. Okay, there are two panels are available in schema builder. There is a left panel here. There is a left panel. There is a right panel. There is a right panel. Now, this right panel is called as canvas. It is called as canvas. Canvas means it's like as a whiteboard, white chart or a white paper on which we can represent something, on which we can draw something, on which we can design something. So now in this case here, we have two panels are available. There is a left panel, there is a right panel here. In the left panel, we are having two tabs are available over here. First one, elements tab, second one, objects tab. Two tabs are available in the left panel here. First one, elements tab, second one, objects tab. Then what is this elements tab? What is this objects tab? Now let's see. Elements tab is used to design your own schema. In order to create your own custom objects, in order to add the fields to the objects, in order to map the association between the objects, whatever the elements are required, whatever the components are required, all those components are available as part of this elements tab over here. Inside this elements tab, we can see all the elements which are available in order to build your own schema, to create your own object. Whatever the elements are required, all the elements are available as part of this elements tab over here. Next, second one, objects tab. Now this objects tab will represent all the objects available inside my Salesforce org. Inside my organization, whatever the Salesforce objects are available, all the objects we can able to see in this objects tab, which includes both the standard and custom objects. We can see both the standard objects also, custom objects also. Now, when you observe the object names, each object name is visible along with a checkbox. Each object name is visible along with a checkbox. Then what is the use of the checkbox? If I'm selecting checkbox, what will happen? If I'm not selecting the checkbox, what will happen? In this case, suppose if you want to see the object structure, that means object means what? Table. Then what is the table? What columns are available inside the table? If you want to see the table structure also, select the checkbox. In order to see that object structure on this canvas in pictorial format, we have to use the help of the checkbox. So upon selecting the checkbox, automatically the object structure will be visible to you on the canvas. But when you observe this one, by default, all the objects checkboxes has been selected over here. That's what these objects structures are visible over here. But in this canvas, we have very small space. That's what it is indicating. See, these are all the objects. This is small icons over here. The small rectangular boxes will be indicating these are all the objects that we have inside your Salesforce org. Okay, we can see those objects also. Now, so in this case, let's see here. We are having this option. Now, suppose for example, whenever I'm click on this any one of this object, that object will be visible over here. Incident related item. Whenever I'm selecting this one, it will show this contact point type consent. Whenever I'm selecting this one, it is indicating this object structure also here. Now, upon selecting this one, it will be indicating this object milestone. Like that here, it is showing these objects. Now, and along with that, we have a legend notation. Now, this color coding notation is called as legend notation here. Legend notations means what? Whenever we are having some tables, now the tables are connected by using some various lines. See, okay, tables are connected. Upon connecting this tables, it is having two colors of lines. First one blue, second one red. Now, what is this red color indicates? What is this blue color indicate? That's what we are having this color coding notation. Blue color line is indicating lookup association. Red color line is indicating master detail relationship. Whatever the red color bar symbol is available, that is indicating it's a mandatory field over here. That notation already we know. Okay, now. So now in this case, you can raise a question, sir, I want to see the object of account. I want to see account object structure. But in that particular, okay, collection, I don't know what is the account object here. In that case, you no need to see all the objects on the canvas. Whatever the objects you want to see, just you can select only that object here. How to see that? Now here I don't want to select all this one, I want to unselect all. So here we are having a small hyperlink, clear all. Once you click on clear all the checkboxes will be unselected. These object structures on the canvas will be getting removed automatically here. Now I am getting empty canvas. Click on clear all. Now my canvas is empty here. Nothing is available. All the checkboxes has been unselected over here. Now select that what object structure you want to see. I want to see the account object structure. Just you can select this account here. Now click on this, we can able to see the account object structure. You can move the object from any place to any place in this canvas wherever you want. Just by using drag and drop. The two, it is having that option of, okay, zoom in, zoom out options will be available here. We can able to reduce the size, we can increase the size also, depends upon your requirement. Now, we can increase the size also, we can decrease the size also. If the number of objects are more to be visible on the canvas, we can reduce the size also here. That facility will be available to you. Clear? Now, in this case, let's see. Whenever I'm representing this object name, upon selecting the checkbox, object will be getting visible. Inside the object, what columns are available, we can see the columns also. These are all are the columns over here. Okay, these are all are the columns. Inside this account table, these are all are the columns that we have. We can see all the columns over here. Now tell me, this red color bar symbol is indicating what? Mandatory columns.
Required
That means these
field.
color required fields are mandatory columns over here. Clear? This is the second way. Here I will show you one more option here. I want to see the account object structure along with the case object also. Just you can able to select that case object. Case object also visible here. See, adjusted case object. Now this left panel is expand and collapsible option. Okay, like as your sidebar. You know that concept here. Now, so these are the two objects are available over here. Account object and case object here. So now tell me in this case here. Account object contains what? All the customers data. Case object contains what? All the cases data. That means complaints. Whatever the complaints has been raised with the customers, all the complaints information will be storing inside case object over here. Now tell me, is these two objects are independent or related?
Related, sir.
Lookup
Now, these objects will be related objects over here. How do you know related?
that blue lines.
Now, there is a connector is available here. Between these two objects, we are having a connector is available here. Now, this connector is indicating that these two objects are related objects over here. Okay, now. So, now tell me in this case, whenever if the two objects are connected, from these two, one object will be acting as parent, second object is acting as child. Okay, now, upon mapping the relation between the two objects, one object will be acting as parent, second object will be acting as child. Now tell me from these two, which one is parent, which one is child?
Count is parent and
Parent
case
is
is
the parent, case is the child.
How do you know?
a one-to-many relationship.
Here, blue color dot done.
Now, without the customer, we don't have any cases. Okay, fine. Because we know what is account, we know what is case. Suppose if these two objects are completely new, that is object 1, this is object 2. I don't know these two objects here, completely new. Then how do we know which one is parent, which one is child?
Sir, here
Hmm.
line is sir, relationship line.
Now,
That
in this
relationship.
one, observe this one. Whenever it is starting from account, it is starting like as single. Whenever it is reaching to the case, it is having a symbol of many. Okay, many symbol. So account is starting from one, and then whenever it is reaching to the case, it is having that many symbol. That means one to many relation. One account, multiple cases. One parent, multiple childs. So account is the parent object, case is the child object. So that means what? By using this schema builder, not only representing the object names, we'll see the object structure in pictorial format also. If you have some multiple objects are available, then we can able to place multiple objects on the canvas or side by side, and then we can see whether these two objects are independent or related. If these two are related, what kind of relation that we have? From this one, which one is parent object, which one is child object, what fields are mandatory fields, what fields are optional fields, everything we can see very clearly as part of this schema builder. So that in the real-time implementation, schema builder is a very, very useful tool. So that here, in most of the places, we are using the help of schema builder tool. Okay? This is the second way in order to see the objects available inside my Salesforce arc. Clear? Now, if you want to place some more objects, suppose instead of this case, if you want to see the opportunity, just you can expand this, okay, left panel, then unselect this case, select that opportunity also here. Opportunity. Opportunity object is visible somewhere here. Now at the top. Just you can able to move them. Okay, we can able to place those objects whatever you want, depends upon the requirement. Clear? Next. Next. Third one. Third option, by using developer console. How can we go to this developer console? Now let's see. Click on setup menu. Click on developer console link. Go to the developer console editor. Click on file menu and the open menu item. Select the entity type as objects from left panel. View the objects names in the right panel. Double click on the object name to view the fields inside the object. This is the navigation to see the fields available inside my object. Done with this? Next. Now let's see. How can we see the objects by using this developer console option? Go to the Salesforce org, click on setup menu. Here we have the option developer console. When you click on this developer console link, a separate editor, a separate window will be getting opened for you. It will open a separate window which is called as a developer console window or developer console editor. This is the editor will be getting visible to you here. Now, just you can go to this editor. In this editor, we can go to that file menu. Because we are having a menu bar is available at the top of this editor, go to the file menu. Now it is providing so many menu options. We have this new menu. If you want to create something new, okay, then we can go with new. But right now, we are not creating anything new. I want to see the existing ones. So just you can click on open. Okay, click on open. As soon as once you click on open, it provides a dialog box. In this dialog box, in the left panel, we are having that entity types. What type of entity you want to see? You want to see Apex classes, or triggers, Visual Force pages, or components, or static resources, or objects, or what? What you want to see? Now I want to see objects. Inside my org, whatever the objects are available, I would like to see that. So just you can able to select the option objects. Whenever we are selecting the objects, immediately inside my org, whatever the objects are available, those will be visible inside this right panel here. In this right panel, it will show all the object names automatically over here. Now, just you can select these objects. It is loading all the object names over here. Whatever the objects are available inside my Salesforce org, all the object names, we can see it over here. Every object name will be populated, including standard, including custom. All the object names are populated. Suppose, for example, if you want to see the fields available inside an object, that means if you want to know what columns are available inside the table. For example, I want to see the columns available inside the lead table. Just we can able to scroll down, we can see the lead object. Or else, if you're feeling difficulty to use this one, just we can come to that search bar. There is a small search bar is available. Just you can type few characters for the object name, it will populate automatically here. There is a search feature. Just I'm going to specify, suppose for example, ACCO, just it only 4 characters have entered, it is populating automatically the matching object names. If I'm selecting okay, LE, it is populating that corresponding object names. Now this is a lead object. I want to see what fields are available, what columns available inside the lead table. Just you can double click on this table name. Double click on the table name, the table structure will be getting visible. We can see all the columns over here. These are all are the various columns in the table. These are all are the various columns. Like we have the columns like ID column, is deleted, master record ID, last name, first name, salutation, name field, title, company, street, city, state, postal code, like that. All the column names we can see it over here. These are all are the columns available inside the table. These are the data types. What type of data this column can store? Will this column can store the numerical value or string value or boolean value or date value? What type of value it will store? That will be indicating by the data type over here. Okay. Suppose if you want to see another object structure, just you can go to the file menu again, click on open, select the object name. I'm selecting the object as some account object here. Double click on this account object here. We can see the account object fields also. What object fields you would like to see, just you can see them. But it won't provide any pictorial format. Just it will list out the columns available inside the table. If you want to understand whether the two objects are related or independent, the best way is what? Schema builder. That's it. Okay, schema builder is the best mechanism in order to understand the existing objects and the associations between those objects as well. Okay, clear? These are the 3 ways are available in Salesforce in order to list out the objects available inside your Salesforce org, including standard, including custom. Okay. Now, next one. Whenever we are creating a new custom object in Salesforce, what will happen behind the screen, we'll see in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow I will show you, okay, how can we see what will happen behind the screen upon creating a new custom object. And from there I will show you how to create our own custom object. There I would like to use the help of object manager. Okay, object manager. While creating a new custom object, we have only two ways are available in Salesforce. To create the custom objects, we have two ways. First one, object manager. Second one, schema builder. Two ways are available. Schema builder is a separate topic that we'll see later. Okay, tomorrow we'll see how to use object manager in order to create your own custom object. There I will show you two scenarios, how to create an object with a tab, how to create an object without a tab. Both the scenarios we'll see practically in tomorrow's session. Okay, so don't miss the tomorrow's session. That is most important here. Okay, now. And then this Saturday also we have the session as usual, normal timings. Okay, thank you.
Sir, what about the